What's going on, everyone? Train Freak here, and today we are going to do our operation setup, and this is going to be over several different videos because Operations Pro and JMRI is not a quick, easy setup. Also, just to kind of be a disclaimer, we're going to set this one up for the Delta Pines Subdivision. So for your personal railroad, there might be a few things different, just depending on your era and the way that you want to do things on your railroad. So first thing we need to do is we need to open our Panel Pro. If you do not have JMRI installed to your computer, I will put a link in the description to where you can easily download and install that. So once you bring up your Panel Pro, it looks just like this on the screen. You can see that we got our connections and whatnot. And the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go to Tools and down to Operations. And we're going to go to Settings. We're going to try to go ahead and get this fully set up. Now, the nice thing is it's already got your railroad name in. Because when you set up JMRI from the beginning, that's there. Or it's probably got my railroad or my layout, something like that. So, and as you can see, when I put my mouse on top and I hover it, you can go to Edit, Preferences, and change the railroad name there. So it's already got it filled in. Alright, depending on your railroad will depend on if your trains are going to travel north and south or east and west. In my instance, I'm going to have an interchange. So I've got a majority of my trains are going to go north and south, but I do have a train that goes east and west. So I'm going to leave both of these checked. Next thing I'm going to check is what scale or gauge am I using? I'm using HO scale. Maximum train length, I'm going to leave it at 1,000. Bigger club settings, you could probably go higher than 1,000 if you wanted to. Max locomotives per train, I am going to go down to 2. Now all my locals will probably have 1 locomotive each, but my mainliners, my mixed freights, things like that, will probably end up having 2 locomotives. Horsepower per ton, I'm going to leave alone. Switch time minutes, I want to change that to 60, well, let's go 30 minutes. 30 minutes per location. And then the travel time, we'll do another 30 minutes between each location. And we can always come back and change these and tweak things later as we are, as we work the railroad. Car types. We could be descriptive or we could use AAR codes. Descriptive means boxcar, covered hopper, caboose, so forth, so forth. I'm one that I like AAR codes because it takes those descriptions and breaks it down even more. Where you got boxcars, you got XM, XAR, that's automobiles, boxcars. There's so many different ones. So I like using the AAR codes. Unit of length, I'm going to use feet. The year that I'm modeling is 1958. So build dates on your cars is going to be very, very important. Alright, next thing we want to do is we want to add operations to the operations menu to the main menu. That's going to make finding things a lot easier. And I'm one that I like to close windows when I save. And we've got auto save and auto backup up, which is great. Alright, later on we will get into the panel. So I'm not going to fool with this right now, but once we name create a panel, we name it, we can put it here. And basically, as our trains are moving, the dispatcher can see where the trains are located. It can append the locomotive number, and we can set it to a specific X and Y on the layout. Also, we can choose what color to tag each type of train. So for the time being, I'm not going to fool with that. We're just going to go ahead and hit save. And hey, it closed the window out, which is great. Now, if you notice, we do not have the operations up here in the menu. So in order to get that, we're going to have to quit Panel Pro. And we're just going to reopen it. Alright, so now that it's reopened, now you can see we have operations here. And of course settings, that was the first thing that we did. So next segment that we're going to work on is going to be cars. I'm going to kind of go out of order. We're going to do cars, locomotives, then we're going to do locations, then routes, then trains. Because what I will be setting up is going to be custom loads and custom schedules, and that gets very detailed oriented. So it would just be best for us to go ahead and go on to the cars next. So, alright, well, I hope this helped you get started. So stay tuned for the next video, and we will get some cars set up. Have a good one, and happy railroading.